have
Really?
David Tees here. David Tees has his own guest in here, and this man I happen to know as well. And this is Mark Smith. How you doing today, Mark Smith?
Hi, Dino. How are you?
I couldn't be better. Thanks for coming in
Yeah,
and joining
thanks for
us.
having me, for sure.
We're glad to have you. And you're running for councilman as well. Is that
Yes,
correct?
City Council for City of Elgin, yes.
Excellent. David, this is your show. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Mark, a couple questions I always like to ask everybody is what made you want to get into this? What made you want to become a city councilman and run for city council? Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. I actually started this process in 2023. We were kind of talking at the break. So I had got on the ballot. I was intending to run, and I ended up backing out in 23. I had just taken over as commander of the American Legion here in Elgin. So I realized real quickly that I couldn't, give enough time to both roles. So being that I'd already been in the Legion, I just kind of said, well, I'll back out in this city council run. So I'm just completing 3 years as the commander of the American Legion. I'll give that up this year. And so I said, I want to go back at it. And I've been an Elgin resident since 2009. I'm originally from Bloomington Normal, Central Illinois. So, but came to Elgin in 2009, was a police officer here for a couple years, and, got to see quite a bit of Elgin, some of the good things of Elgin, some of the not so good things of Elgin. So just really, but fell in love with the city overall, and just really want to take the knowledge that I've gained of the city and the people, and just work to help make it better.
That's really great because you were a police officer and you drive around. You get to see sometimes the best and sometimes the worst of what Elgin has. If you get elected on the city council and you're a city councilman, what would be one of the biggest topics you want to tackle in this city, or a couple of them? You got a couple of them? Let us know.
Yeah, so I think, a lot of, similar answers are going to be obviously dealing with the homeless crisis or situation, however you want to label it. Obviously, we had the fires at Tent City, and now we're in the temporary housing at the Lexington Motel. So I think looking at a long-term solution for that is key to any candidate or this next council. They're going to have find that answer, right? I don't know if anybody knows the exact answer, but it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of collaboration, a lot of logistics between not only public entities, but private and nonprofits to figure out what that answer is going to be. I know one thing that I like from where I grew up, we have a brick and mortar, it's been long-term sustainable. It's been there since I was a kid. It's a mission. It's called the Home Sweet Home Mission. I would like to see something like that here for Elgin as well. It does provide temporary housing, short-term housing, temporary, and but also incorporates co-located services, employment training, employment counseling, employment placement, as well as the medical benefits or medical resources needed for folks that are either ill or mental health services and those addiction services. Those are all in one co-located area.
Yes, and I'm here asking you questions, and I'm sure that the listeners want to know that I know it's on their mind, like other visions, like downtown Elgin, ideas that you want to watch the city grow. You want to see something unique, like we talked about downtown, out west. We've talked about stuff for kids, stuff for families to do. What would you like to see happen, either here or outside of town? What's your vision for the future of Elgin?
Right. Well, I think definitely for the downtown area, I think we need to, either increase the TIF and expand the TIF locations. I kind of highlighted the map at the church event we had. So expand that area and maybe increase those resources and that are available to entrepreneurs and potential new business owners. We really need to attract the new businesses, to the downtown, right? Because I think a number of different candidates has also talked about the amount of revenue that we hemorrhage and that goes away from Elgin to go to other areas to spend the money, right? And we want to keep that within Elgin. So that's going to be a key thing again for the next council as well. And I think just attracting those new businesses, trying to get more family fun. I know you want the water park.
Yeah.
My family, my wife and I have talked a number of times about opening a business. we like a roller rink, a skating rink type of idea.
That's great.
A great family event. You can also have adult skate nights and more fun adult type nights as well. And just as you go through the downtown area here, you see a number of different empty storefronts, and I think we really want to get that back to a place where we have vibrant business, a vibrant economy, and folks that really want to be down here spending their money, which is going to be a key to keeping Elgin I guess relevant amongst our neighboring communities for the future.
Yes, and one of the hard things I think Elgin, being a city councilman, and what everybody being a city councilman in Elgin and the mayor is coming up with those ideas. Roller rink as our roller skating starting to come back.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, it really
Right.
is. But we gotta we have a lot. We have what Elgin is 52% Hispanic. Okay, so do you feel that there are ways where we could get some type of events, some type of fun going on here that we could cater, or it's something in Elgin where we could cater to everybody? Because we got Asian, we got Hispanics, we got African American, Caucasian, and we got to try to bring something for everybody to do together. That's a hard task to do.
Oh, for sure. And I think, Nightmare on Chicago Street definitely highlights how that can be done, right, with the multiple stages that you have going. I think you just take that and expand it out a little bit. And that, you build something on the community. You have the multiple stages that have offerings for everyone. And then, kiosks out there that are, sorting or have an assortment of different types of foods, whether you want to call it international flavor or whatever you want to name it, something to get the community to come together. We have a great space down here just past Festival Park, in between Festival Park and the Grand Victoria, which has, in past years served as a concert venue and had people out there with chairs and all that stuff that kind of fell off, I think, around COVID, but definitely like to see some of that stuff come back. And that just seemed to draw the whole city in, no matter your background.
You're basically looking at recognizing the diversity and bringing everybody together, which
Yes.
is your point. Is that right,
Yes.
David? Okay, I get it.
Yes.
And Mark, you're trying to figure some way, or you would try and implement some type of a way to get everybody, lack of a better word, play nice in the sandbox.
Sure.
I love that.
Absolutely. Yes.
We do have a question from the text line here. It says, how has your leadership in the American Legion helped you gain insight into the city and this community?
Well, I think when you look at the veteran population, again, you look at folks from numerous different backgrounds, numerous different upbringings, right? So we have white members, black members, Laotian members, Hispanic members. I mean, it's just a melting pot of folks that are veterans, right? I mean, and that's kind of one of the things they look at when you're in the military. You're like, hey, man, I never looked at the color of the person that was, beside me in the foxhole, right? I looked, they wore the same uniform as me. That's my brother. That's my sister. They had my back. So I think that's one of the key things there as well.
Excellent. And again, you're in law enforcement, so we're brothers in that. And caller also said, thank you for your service, both in the military and law enforcement.
Thank you.
So did you pension out after 20 years in Elgin?
I was only on Elgin for a couple years, so I pensioned out of the Army. I was a 22-year lifer, still wear the green socks, that kind of thing. But,
And you're employed where now?
and now I currently work for Homeland Security, and specifically under Homeland, I work for the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, in the airports, and I help manage the National Explosive Detection Canine Program, which is all the dogs that you will see in the airports and in and around the airports.
You're handling that.
Both TSA specific and our law enforcement partners with, CPD and Metra actually works TSA dogs. Anybody connected with the transportation environment.
And we have another question for you. Why does downtown Elgin struggle compared to neighboring towns when it comes to nightlife options, or does it?
Well, I think when I look at it, I think we struggle because we don't have that main thoroughfare through downtown, right? Like, so we look at St. Charles, got 64, right? It goes right through downtown. I mean, if 31 would go right through downtown Elgin, I think it would be a seriously different downtown, because you have that main flow of traffic going through there, right? Mm-hmm. To get to our downtown, you have to, get across the river, where, depending on where you're at. But
you have a purpose to make the turn.
Right. I think that is a serious difference, and then we just got to find ways to, make this a destination city and make them want to make that turn, as you just labeled it.
And I was thinking myself, I just said this, I don't know who the heck I said it to today. It may have been Elliot. We were talking. Even the downtown, like a 7-Eleven or even a Walgreens or a CVS. And I know Walgreens is closing; they're struggling right now as it is. But some type of remember the old drugstores
Right.
or little corner stores?
Woolworths.
Even a
in the
Woolworth,
day.
but some type of a store where you can get a little bit of this or that.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a big department store,
Right.
but incidentals.
And I think that's another, a thing that you could draw in with the TIF funds, or maybe the increased funds or resources or grants or
This
whatever
is
to
the
help.
sixth largest city in the state of Illinois.
Yes.
I mean, what's wrong with Elgin? I mean, Dave, you're addressing the diversity. That's a good thing. That works great in Oak Park. It works awesome in Evanston. I mean, some say.
Right.
And we have to all start getting along with everybody. I mean,
Right.
let's wake up.
Right.
We all have to get along. Elgin is a great community. I mean, it really is. And I'm
a
not,
great community.
raising, I mean, God, about 20 years. I almost opened a restaurant here 20 years ago.
Yep.
And that's when they were first starting to do a lot of the transition of the downtown area. But I think there's a lot that this town has to offer. But that's the thing. How do you revitalize that? You can't say you're not safe here. They've got enough police in this town.
Yeah, no, great police department. I think one of the topics we covered at the library, or at the church event, was we did have a record number of shots fired. I think in 2024. So that's something I think that myself as with somebody with a nice law enforcement background, public safety background, I do also large events with DHS. But I think figuring out, again, if we had the answer to it, it'd already be solved, right? But just sitting down and trying to figure out, where is the answer? Is it more directed patrols? Is it more cameras? I mean, we already have a pretty healthy camera system throughout Elgin.
We got drones. We got drones flying
We
around
have
here
drones.
too.
We have a great drone team here on Elgin PD. Yes.
Well, but tapping back on when we talked about things for different people to do here, like Nightmare on Chicago Street did something about a year or two ago. They took a section of it and they had a mariachi band. They had a Hispanic little section going on there. So they were bringing in and
Yes.
trying to get everybody together to enjoy an event, not just for one type of people, but for everybody. I know we got 3 minutes before a commercial break here. I want to know if you want to tell the people what your layout, what your platform is, what you want to do when you become a city councilman and you get voted in this year.
Yeah, so my platform definitely, obviously, we talked about the homeless issue and really, economic development for not only the downtown but the entire city. I think we're seeing stores move out on Randall Road even now. Big Lots left recently. I think there's another one that was next there. I don't remember the name of it, but have left out there.
Oh yeah, Harbor Freight came in.
Harbor,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we lost.
Yep.
I forgot what the name of the store
Yeah,
was over there.
me
Yeah,
too, but
Burlington
yeah.
Coat Factory.
Immaterial.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but anyways, just focusing on a lot of the economic development, but that brings back in that revenue stream that we seem to be losing to our neighboring communities, where folks are going other places to spend their money. So I think it's definitely going to be inherent upon this next council to figure out what it is. Is it expanding the TIF area? Is it increasing the resources that are available from the TIF to incentivize and draw in those businesses and developers and entrepreneurs that want to get them in here, build here, and have folks that are excited about getting to these new businesses.
Could that include working a little closer with the Downtown Neighborhood Association and the Elgin Chamber?
Oh, absolutely. I
Elgin
think
Chamber?
that would definitely be almost an implied hand in hand, right? Yep. So definitely would be working closely with those two organizations for sure, and helping.
Carol Gieske, if you can't work with her, you can't work. My experience,
right?
I've worked very well with her, and then Ms. Fagala from Downtown Neighborhood Association.
Right. I just filled out my questionnaire for the Downtown Neighborhood Association.
Oh, good.
So those should be coming out soon. But yeah, just same. But yeah, working closely with those, whether it's a working group or a committee. I mean, Elgin has a lot of committees, right? I was a member of the Image Advisory Commission where we recognize.
And did you go through that police training recently?
I did. I'm a current member of the Civilian Review Board.
Civilian Review Board,
So we're
okay.
still kind of getting that wrapped up. I'm doing my ride along at the end of the month. So
So really quickly, You got a Facebook page, web page, anything you want to tell? I mean, you got an email address?
How do people get to you and get more information?
I have my Facebook page. Yep, it's just Mark Smith for Elgin City Council.
Well, thank you, Mark, for coming in and talking with us. Sorry it was so short. We had
All
some
right, you got
callers.
it. I appreciate
Hey, you
the
got some
opportunity.
questions?
And you're welcome anytime
Yeah.
you want to come back onto the show. All right.
Thank you
Folks,
very
you're
much,
listening to
gents.
WRMN
Get
1410.
out and vote.
And this is a political talk show. Hey, quick, would you go for more than 4 years, or are you going to stop at 4?
I'm undecided about that. Yeah, I know. And Maggie made
No,
a
no,
great
I know that's
commitment.
right. I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, I'm not. I would,
That was a bold position.
yeah,
to
it's a
take
good.
on
It's a
her
great
part.
stance. I think she
Yeah.
term limited herself. It's probably an attractive thing, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell because I think some of those things you get to know the lay of the land in the first term. So yeah.
Maybe
Thanks
she-
again, Mark, for
Thank
coming
you.
on. You're welcome anytime.
Appreciate
We've
it.
told you
Thanks.
that. You're listening to a political talk show.